Okay, so doTERRA people, my people, your people, what is the StrengthsFinder all about? I had a great conversation with Tasha Smith, my Emerge coach, and what I love about Tasha Smith is how much she cares about customers. She's not in this to help us, always feel better about ourselves. She's in this like, what does your customer feel, and what is it that's going to help you in your business? And that's what she cares about. And I had this great conversation with her today. Usually I talk to her on Thursdays, but sometimes I get cheeky and I start talking to her on Facebook, and told her about the amazing event that we had, where all the presidential diamonds came together to just serve people. And it wasn't about us. It was about those people who want this so badly and are struggling and they can't hit presidential. Just had another conversation about May enrollments and how for some people, for other people, I had one person who enrolled 31 people and did it Emerge style. And then we've got some Australia people who are like blowing us away with their enrollments every single month. And so my question is, what is happening with May, and why was May so low? And so just in having conversations, one of the questions that we're having is why, in regards to like what's happening overall, because it's not just my team, I promise you. It's not just Canada, I promise you. So if you're seeing low enrollments, ask yourself why. And one of the topics that came up was convention, like leadership convention, and the whole thing was surrounding a lot to do with StrengthsFinder. Hi, my love, Nadia. And one of the questions is why, having a whole convention surrounding that. I mean, there was a lot of different topics, so that was just one of them. By the way, do you love that I usually come to you from my bed? Who wants to work from their soft office every single day? Me, I do. I want to work from my soft office, aka my bed. Anytime I want to. Anywhere, any hotel, any country that I choose. Not bragging. Just trying to impress you. No, I'm not even doing that. I'm trying to impress upon you. Stealing from the great Les Brown. He says, I tell you how much money I make. I tell you the things that I do and that I accomplish, not to impress you, but to impress upon you, that this can too be yours. So, holla from my soft office. One of the things that I want to share in regards to the StrengthsFinder is that it's not about you. And it starts about you, but it's in the end it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the people out there. And the reason why I say that it's twofold is because the StrengthsFinder has nothing to do with you. If you're on a stranded island, who gives a palm tree, pineapple tree, rodent's butthole if you have all of these strengths and yet nobody to share them with? Because the point is the strengths is not about you. And I didn't want to say who gives a rat's, so I chose palm trees and pineapple trees and some kind of rodents. There's got to be a rodent on some kind of island somewhere. I don't know what I'm talking about, you guys. I don't know why you listen to me half the time. But do you understand what I'm saying? The StrengthsFinder is like the things that we're doing to find your strengths can't end there. It can't end with you. It's not about you. It's about your customers. It's about those people out there who are waiting to hear your strengths, to be impacted by your strengths. But a lot of us are coming to these events and we're talking about strengths and strengths and strengths. And yes, it's good to do because we want you to, while you're out there with the customers, you need to start with you. And I talked about that at this event. If you don't feel good about you, then you're not going to be able to go out there. And there was a great analogy of you know, the whole thing of the cup runneth over, right? But we're like, well, if the cup is half full, that's okay. I'm still going to give. No, your cup has to be full, and from the running over, that's what you give from. You don't give from the cup until it's full. So fill your cup first and then give whatever is running over. That's what's theirs. That cup is yours to fill. And if you're not full, then you can't possibly give your best to the world. In the idea of strengths, you know, we're talking about what is your strength, because we have all of these people out there, myself included, and you're like, well, I resonate with her, I want to do it like her. Or you have somebody, especially like people on social media, on Instagram, like I resonate with them, I want to do it like them. I love their Instagram account, I see that they're getting love, I see that they're getting attention, so I'm going to do it like that. When really it has nothing to do with your strengths. The people who I think should be on Instagram and social media are the people who are consistent. If you don't have consistency or focus or discipline, I mean, get over the idea that you're going to be this social media person. Social media takes consistency. You see these people, they're taking pictures like, it's me, because they know it works. And they have to show up every single day to show their face, especially if they're like all kinds of crazy and beautiful, and you know, and they're out there and they're showing off what they've got, but they're doing it consistently. And by all means, do you have to be absolutely gorgeous to be on social media? Hell to the no, okay? But you have to show up. You have to show up and bring your strengths and focus in on your strengths and do that every single day. That would kill me. Okay, this wasn't a gun. I know that looked like a gun, but it was pointing. I was actually going to stick my finger in my eye. Not really. But that would make me want to stick my finger in my eye, okay? Because I don't want to be on social media all the time. So I'm not going to be one of those people. I didn't hit Presidential Diamond because I'm on social media. Do you know how many people that I have got as a builder because of social media? A big fat zero, unless you count Facebook Messenger, which is a private Facebook message that I'd send to people that I already knew. That's the only way that I hit presidential. And so if you think that you've got to do it social media because you hear these social media people going, you have to do social media, it's the next way to do it, it's the next wave. Well, you're wrong, because that's not your strength. And then in that case, you're not using the strength for your people. You're using the strength for your pride, your ego, your hope, your whatever the case may be. If you don't have consistency in your top 5 or your top 10 even, give up on social media. Okay? That's my best advice for you. Because if you show up once every couple of weeks, you're not going to get what you're wanting, what you're hoping, what you're desiring from those people who are actually making it work on social media. So if you're like me and you have consistency and discipline and focus in your bottom 34, then you can either wait until you hit diamond and hire somebody, like I did, and I'm still not consistent, even though I've hired somebody. So clearly maybe I have to hire more people. Or it's just not in me to give. That's not where my strengths lie. So your strengths, you see, you have to start there, and that's what we can start talking about. But if it ends there, you guys, if you just start there and go, yeah, I'm going to do my strength, I'm going to do my strength, I'm going to do what lights me up, I'm going to do what makes me feel happy, I'm going to do what makes me feel comfortable, I'm going to do what makes me feel easy or makes it feel easy, then you're not actually thinking about your customer. And so we need to bring these strengths and we need to hone in on them and focus them and say, okay, what are we really doing here with these strengths? Am I just learning about me, and I'm just going to do coaching about me, and I'm just going to talk about me, and am I just going to, I hit gold last year, and so I'm going to talk to you about that. Or I got 20 enrollments one time, and so I'm going to talk about that. Or, you know what I'm saying? This is about what are you doing today? And today you have to get out there and do the action steps that it takes. And that's why I love Emerge, because it strips it down And this is not a promo for Emerge, even though I'm talking a lot about it on this one. There's lots of different programs. The point is to do it with all of your heart. Whatever program you choose, do it with all of your heart. I love not having to sample. But Emerge told, like, you'll see in Emerge, it's like, it's not anti-sampling, but if sampling gets you a 40% increase in your enrollments, then go after it. If not, then don't do it. There's no science. There's no one program fits all here. Sampling is amazing. Like, usually, you know, when I'm asking people for an appointment, I'll sample them at the same time. Like, boom, you can do it. But most times I don't have my samples with me because I forget them at home, because I don't have focus, and I don't have consistency, and I don't have discipline. So I am not the poster child for how to bring your samples with you everywhere you go. But I do want to say that really the Strengths Finder, it's not about you. It's about what you have to offer to them. It's about them. If your Strengths Finder ends at you, then yeah, go and have fun on a beach and a deserted island and talk all about your strengths and feel good about you and feel good about your strengths and how great you are in your strengths. But at the end of the day, if you're not bringing anybody into this business, you're not changing lives in the way that you want to, you know, in regards to doTERRA. So let me explain what that means. If I'm not enrolling anybody new, I can be the support part of the pipe system. You know, this weekend I talked about working backwards from the pipes. The strength of doTERRA is in the support, but that's just one hat. You know, it's you have to enroll people. There's an E, right? Don't forget the E in the word pipes. You have to enroll support and then do it all over again. Enroll support, do it all over again. Enroll support. If you're stuck at no enrollments, if you haven't had one enrollment this month, you know, what are you showing up to? Are you showing up to them, or are you showing up to programs? Are you showing up to them, or are you showing up to your strengths and learning about your strengths? Are you showing up to them, or are you showing up to your coaching? Are you showing up to them, or are you showing up to your own family? And those things aren't bad. None of those things are bad, but do you get the point? You can't end there. It has to start with you, but end with them, because this is not about us. There's too many people out there suffering while we're sitting back, you know, feeling good about how strong we are and how many superpowers we have. And so I hope that's not too strong of a message today. I feel maybe that I started out kind of maybe being cheeky, and now I'm getting like, boom, like I want to hit home this topic for you. And you know, if we just talk about strengths all the time and we forget that these strengths should lead to enrolling people, then what are we talking about them for? What are we talking about strengths for if it doesn't lead to enrolling people? Because enrolling people is bringing people into the truth of what we have. And we're standing on something so powerful, so beautiful. And this is not about us. This is about them. So who are you serving today? Who are you bringing into this message of hope, of peace, of love, of change for their physical health? Yes. But when people come to doTERRA, it doesn't just change them physically, right? And then the support comes in. We educate them so that it can change them mentally and emotionally. And sometimes, as David Sterling says, even spiritually. And I said this message this weekend. And the truth is that we have to get out of our own story. Because there's too many people out there hurting. Yeah, we've got stuff. And yeah, we need to take some breaks sometimes. But how long is that break? How long is your story going to be your story? And instead, have your story invite thousands of stories so that it can be our story together. Instead of just, here's my superpower, let me roar about my superpower and my strength. If that superpower doesn't lead to enrollments, then I don't know what we're doing. So I hope that helped some of you. Again, sorry if that was a little too strong today, but sometimes we gotta just shoot the breeze, you know? Shoot the breeze and say, yo, what's going on out there? How many enrollments do you have this month? None? What are you doing then? What are you doing? How many enrollments did you have last month? None? What are you doing? You have to wear more than one hat. I see people supporting their butt off, and that hat looks incredible on them. But if they're not bringing new people, what are you doing to grow your business? This is not a business where we enroll 5 people and we just love on those 5 people. That's called a person who has 5 people and they're living up on those 5 people. That's not a business. If you owned a restaurant and you only had 5 customers that came in, would you be satisfied with that? Some would. I've been and lived in small towns where there was a restaurant and they had the same 5 people come back every single day, and they loved what they did. So again, but are you doing doTERRA as a business if you're not growing? And there's so many ways that we can spin that. It's like, yeah, but Donna, I want to stay an elite for the rest of my life. Really though? I mean, okay. It's not going to get to a retirement plan so that by the time you're 80 and an elite still after 20,000 years, as Lee would say, still, 3018 and you're an elite. Is that really doing this as a business, you guys? Is that really what you want? Because I can't fathom that's what you want. So how many people are you enrolling? To do this as a business means that you're growing, and you could grow fast or slow. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to grow fast. I'm just saying, are you growing? If you're not enrolling anyone, you're not growing. Sorry. You could have lots of people under you who are enrolling. And so your unilevel could grow for sure. But are you growing? Are you putting forth an effort to grow your business? Because that's their business. And yes, your business grows because of them. My business is growing because of the incredible people who I've invited to this business and I've stuck to and I've supported, right? I've done that S, I've done the supporting. In addition to the pipes, once you hit silver, now you have to put a new hat on that's in addition to the pipes, which is called L. And I haven't figured out a nice little letter for that yet. Pipes L. It's got to be something we can come up with here. Hey, Amanda. But pipes, that once you get to silver, you have to put on a new hat called leadership. And once you get to gold, it's leaders of leadership. So then it's like double L, right? So there's the pipe, so are you growing? And is it about you or is it about them? Because I want to see you grow. I don't want to see you stay at elite in 3018, and I don't think you do either. And so the bottom line is you can be great at supporting, but are you enrolling? That's it for me, you guys. I love you. I adore you. You light me up big time, and I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you. Mwah. Bye.